I see why a lot of people put Taurus and Pisces together. I personally love Cancer and Taurus together the most, but I could see why people put Taurus and Pisces together too. I'm just selfish because I am a Scorpio, and I will die on this hill that I think Pisces and Scorpio are meant to be together forever, 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 forever. Good, you guys. Welcome back to Yap Therapy. Welcome to the podcast. I am so excited to be here with you guys, and I'm so excited to giggle, and we're just going to start off with something that is very giggle-worthy. And it's not really funny because it's real life, but it is funny because, again, if we do not laugh, we will cry, okay? So, in today's Our Crooked Government news, we have something about Elon Musk that I just have to share with the class. I don't know if you guys heard about what happened, but it just truly made me laugh so hard that I had to talk to you guys about it. So I don't know if you are new here, you know that like Elon Musk has been unofficially running our government. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so wrong. It's so illegal. But it's been happening, and the memes and the SNL skits and all of it has just been so funny to watch because it's so ridiculous. But I recently saw that Elon, Lady Elania of the White House, actually emailed government employees and asked them to send a weekly report of their productivity, like 5 things that they did or whatever. They have to email them back. And essentially this new strategy that Elon is helping implement is meant to allow supervisors and agency heads to check whether the employee's work fits into the Trump administration's goals and priorities. But my thing is, who the fuck is Elon Musk? Like, who the fuck is he in our government to be asking anyone of anything? It is so ridiculous. Like, I can't even make sense of it. Like, this is an actual SNL skit, right? Like, there is no way this is real. But you guys, it's real. It's fucking real. This man has this much audacity to be doing shit like this. And it's so funny because I actually learned that several government agencies told the employees after this email went out to ignore the requests. Like agencies such as the Justice Department and the FBI and the State Department, the Pentagon, they literally told their employees to ignore this request. And it's just so fucking funny because I'm sure they did, which led to Elon actually tweeting, God, on X. He literally tweeted as if this is the platform that he can communicate with the federal employees on. Like, who the fuck do you think you are to think that this is how you can communicate with federal employees? First of all, why are you even communicating with federal employees? Who are you to them? But to think you're so important and that your little social media app is so important that you can communicate with them via that. So he literally went on Twitter, this fucking clown, and basically said something along the lines of the employees will be giving another chance to reply. Failure to respond the second time will result in termination. Like, I'm fucking crying. Like, who the hell does he think this guy is? Like, who does he think he is? And I just think it's so funny that he had to send like a little reminder email and be like, actually, we're going to do you a solid and we're going to give you another chance, okay? So have to reply by this time, otherwise you will be fired. Like, this is also the same guy that when he bought Twitter, he like fired like all the engineers basically. Like, he fired a bunch of people. I just feel like he's this little kid stuck in a man's body going around being like, no, like, this is my toy. Like, no, we're gonna do it like this. Like, truly, like, he has so much audacity. He's so privileged, and I just hate him. I hate everything that he stands for. Like, genuinely, it's so funny to watch him, you know, act a fool like this, and for him to be in the White House damn near running it. Like, I know for a fact in the future some shit's gonna pop off between Elon and, you know, Trump because of how similar they probably are. Usually when there are two big egos, when they're on the same team, it doesn't last very long. When there are two narcissists, alleged narcissists, and, you know, they're working together for, you know, a bigger cause, whatever that may be, they can only work together for so long. You know what I mean? Before their egos clash. And I think when their egos clash, it's going to be iconic, and it's going to be really fun to watch. It's literally going to be a movie when they finally stop getting along. But I think at this given moment, it's just so funny because this dude really thinks he's running shit. And honestly, I do feel bad for our government employees. I feel for anyone that is working for the government because it's a mess. Like, it's truly a mess. And I just genuinely feel like they probably are so confused about who to believe and whose word really means something and who will actually be able to fire them. Because if I was going to work and I got an email from Elon Musk, if I was a federal employee and I got an email from Elon Musk, I would be giggling and hollering with my coworkers. But then in the back of my mind, I'd be like, wait, is this real? Like, is this actually going to happen, though? Like, we're laughing and it's funny. But does he actually have the power to do this? You know what I mean? And it's just hilarious. I'm sure I've looked it up before, but what is Elon Musk's birth chart looking like? Because this dude loves himself and loves the sound of his own voice. Let's look it up. Oh my God. He is a Cancer. Did I not just call him a man baby? And I'm sorry to all the male Cancers out there. Not all of you guys are man babies. I think some of you guys are very much in tune with your emotions, and I love your energy. But the Cancer men that are operating at their lowest vibration, they are the biggest bitch boys ever, and they throw the biggest fits. Like, I just genuinely think they were babied as kids, like a little too much. So now they grow up and they're these man babies who use their emotions to get what they want out of life, and not in a, oh, you're so creative and you're using your emotions to create. No. They are throwing fits in order to get what they want. And, you know, you guys call women emotional. When men are emotional, shit gets scary. When men are emotional, people die. When men are emotional, people get stalked, you know? So it's a different playing field. And it just makes so much sense that Elon Musk is a Cancer man, because he genuinely is a big-ass toddler. To me, he's a big-ass toddler. And he has moon in Virgo, which is actually kind of crazy because you are not grounded. Like, a moon in Virgo, you're supposed to be grounded. I feel like he has some issues and he needs to figure it out. But his rising is also Cancer. So, yeah, he is very much just showing up as this person who feels like their emotions are the most important thing. You know what I mean? And it's so funny to me that he bought out Twitter, right? This app that is all about sharing your thoughts, right? And I think ever since he bought Twitter, he just feels like his words and his message and anything that he has to say is like God tier. I really think that he thinks he is the most important man on the planet. And it sucks because he has the money and the resources to back it up. But I still think it's disgusting because there's just something off about him. There's a lot of things off about him, actually. And I just feel like no one person should have that much money or power. And all jokes aside, it's really, really scary that this man has this much say, apparently, and this much pull in our government. Because what gives him the right? Like, actually, who the fuck are you? And if someone like him can just be kicking it in the White House, it's just crazy to me that we have all these laws surrounding, like, you know what I mean? There has to be like a minimum age where you have to be in order to run for office. So shouldn't there be some sort of laws against people that are unqualified? Like, how the hell does he have any sort of power when it comes to topics surrounding our government and our people? You know what I mean? Like, it's actually bonkers to me. But, you know, that is 2025. Nothing really is making sense. He also has Mars in Aquarius. And listen, Mars in Aquarius, this is someone that can be very, very methodical. Mars in Aquarius is very patient. They're working behind the scenes to make shit happen. And, you know, it can be very, very scary for someone like him who has that much money and power to have this kind of placement, in my opinion. But it also makes sense with him, you know, owning Tesla, because also Mars in Aquarius can very much be the type of person that is pushing for change and forward thinking. You know what I mean? They're very much living in the future. So it also makes sense, you know, when you're thinking about, you know, his business, right? His mind, the way his mind works. Also, Mars is the planet that is all about power, right? Motivation. And I think when you have Mars in Aquarius, there's this sort of abruptness, this abrupt energy that you bring into anything that you do. And like I said, really good when it comes to Tesla, right? Because his business is so successful, but not so good in terms of what's happening right now with our government. His influence and his ability to kind of just make these decisions, impulsive decisions, and him having that much power in our government, it's scary because he's impulsive. And when you're impulsive and you have power, you can really, really create disaster. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that because it literally made me laugh. Like, I think it's actually insane. Like, they're almost just laughing in our face at this point. You know what I mean? They're literally doing everything wrong right in front of our face and embarrassing us in front of the whole world. And every time I see him, like in these videos where he's in the White House with Donald Trump, I'm just like laughing because I'm like, there's no way this is real life. Like, how did he get there? How is he allowed to be there? Actually, it's insane. Okay, let's move on. We are done with the news report of the day. We are going to talk about this list, this Zodiac list that I found that is honestly criminal. And honestly, just the thing is, okay, let me tell you what the list is. The signs and who they should date, right? My thing is that some of these are actually very accurate and I would agree with them. But some of them, y'all got us fucked up. That's really all I'm going to say, and you'll see why. So let's go through this list. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at it again and I'm laughing because some of them are so bad. Some of them are so bad and some of them are just fucked up. But anyway, let's get into it. For Aries, we have Libra. And for Libra, we have Aries. And yes, I mean, I always say this. There's nothing wrong with dating someone that is your sister sign, right? Like, obviously opposites attract, and I think there are so many similarities when it comes to your sister sign. It's just that you guys go about it in such different ways. With Aries and Libra, communication can be very, very difficult because of how different these two are in terms of how they express their feelings and how much they're actually willing to fight for their opinion and their beliefs, right? More so Libra, because I think Aries, it's very easy for Aries to stand strong in what they believe and what they want to say and who they are. And they can be selfish in that way. They really can, because Aries is ruled by the first house. So it's all about the self. They have no problem really expressing themselves and saying what it is that they want and why they think that they're right, right? Whereas Libra can, very much take the back seat. Libra can overcompromise. Libra can worry too much about the other person and not enough about what it is that they want. So as long as they don't clash in that sense, I think this can be a really, really great relationship because they would have a lot of fun together, Aries loves to be out and about. Libra loves to be out and about. And also the thing is, Libra can really teach Aries to pick their battles, and to not always show all of their cards. This is something that Libra is really, really good at. Because Libra is patient and because Libra is really good at kind of putting on a front. You know what I mean? And they do it skillfully, right? They're very socially intelligent because they're not telling all their business to everyone and they're just learning more about everyone else, gathering more information about everyone else. It's really, really hard to actually know what it is that Libra wants. And because they're really good at keeping their cards close to their chest, they can really make some great power moves, right? Whereas Aries, because they're so passionate, they can very much, spill their business, say what it is that they're doing and why they're doing it. And, sometimes in life, you go the furthest when you can be more private with what it is that you're doing. I genuinely believe that. And also even just when it comes to arguing with people, you don't want to, make all your arguments at once, which Aries loves to do. Aries loves to just give their one big speech where they're yelling at you, telling you why you're wrong, blah, 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 blah. And they hope that makes a big impact. And a lot of times it can, but with Libra, the way they argue is very much tied into how good they may be in a court of law, right? Like when you think about lawyers, when you think about them making a case, they're not just yelling at you, saying everything they want to say. They're very, very eloquent. They're very, very methodical in what it is that they say and how it is that they say it and how it is that they're painting this story, right? So I think Libra can teach Aries that, like the power of patience and the power of keeping some things to yourself so that when you do say it, it's going to make its biggest impact, right? But you have to be patient to do that, and you can't be emotional when you do that. And I think, again, Aries can teach Libra, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to finally say what it is that you want. Like, stand on business and say what it is that you want. And if you make some enemies along the way, I got you. As your Aries partner, I'll protect you. You know what I mean? And Libra, that is music to their ears. You're telling me I can say what I want to say and you're going to protect me? And Aries is like, yeah, say what you want to say. Okay, next we have Taurus, and the sign you should date is Pisces. And for Pisces, it's also Taurus. Oh my God. Yeah. I mean, I could really see that. I see why a lot of people put Taurus and Pisces together. I personally love Cancer and Taurus together the most, but I could see why people put Taurus and Pisces together too. I'm just selfish because I am a Scorpio and I will die on this hill that I think Pisces and Scorpio are meant to be together forever, 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 forever. But fine, fine. If y'all want Tauruses, you know what I mean? And if Tauruses, you want Pisceans, fine, get together. No, I could really see you guys working well together. Both of these signs are very, very gentle when it comes to their relationships, right? They can be very, very easygoing. And you're probably thinking, Taurus, easygoing. Yes, easygoing. At the end of the day, Taurus is still very much ruled by Venus, you know? So they like having their little routine with their partner. They like kicking back and just relaxing with them. And, you know, we know how much Pisces loves to stay in bed. Taurus also loves to stay in bed. You know what I mean? They love to get lost in their own little world, right? Pisces. And although, you know, Taurus is an earth sign, there's so much comfort that they find in just being in their own little world and having their little routine and doing the things they want to do around the house that makes them feel cozy and safe, right? And Pisces very much loves that because Pisces, you know, loves their comfort zone. They love being around people that will just allow them to just be. You know what I mean? Like, they don't always want to be doing too much or doing the most and being out and about. Again, Pisces can be social, but they really, really enjoy their time and their space and, you know, being around people that make them feel comfortable, you know. And Taurus, because they love to create such a safe and welcoming and warm home environment, I think Pisces really sees that as something that is going to make them feel safe and happy, because Pisces likes to take things slow. And I don't mean relationships, because they can really jump in and be into you from like the first day. But what I mean is they like to live a slower life. In general, they don't like to be rushed to do things. And that is music to Taurus's ears. Taurus doesn't rush for anything. They're very much grounded. And I think actually that is something that will help Pisces, because Pisces is a water sign, a mutable water sign. Their head can very much live in the clouds, right? They can be in la la land. And I think Taurus will pull them down in a very gentle way. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be like a Virgo that's, you know, giving them that reality check that's like, you know, making Pisces cry. Taurus will have a way of grounding Pisces in a way that is gentle and that will make Pisces want to come back down, because they're creating such a safe, cozy place for you to be when you come back down. You know what I mean? So I think these two are very cute together, and I think they will live and lead a very gentle and slow life together. My only concern with these two signs together, with Pisces and Taurus together, is motivation. Who is motivating who here? You know what I mean? Like, is anyone motivating each other? I'm just saying, because although I think it's really sweet that you guys both live such gentle, slow lives, in this lifetime, you need to push yourself a little bit. And sometimes I feel like Taurus and Pisces both can very much live in the comfort zone, and they can just be okay over there. But then at a certain point, you're just not living to your highest potential, right? You're not really putting your best self out there and, you know, pushing yourself to live a better life, and even more fulfilling life. You know what I mean? So I think these two signs together, although they can be very, very compatible in so many ways, one of the ways where I see that there could be pushback or a setback is their inability to motivate themselves and each other. Okay, next we have Gemini, and for you, it is Libra. Okay, wait a minute. See, this is what I mean about this list. These lists are funny. Tell me why Libra is 3 different people's best match. A Libra made this. You know a Libra made this list. Like, are you kidding me? And you'll see why this is extra annoying for some other signs. The fact that Libra is 3 people's best sign to date, like, come on. Listen, I get it. Listen, I am a Libra stellium in sidereal astrology. I have a Libra Mercury. I get it. Libra gets along with everyone, and that's really, really nice. But this is messed up. But it's kind of true, because Libra will mold to fit anybody. You know what I mean? They can get along with any and everybody. So it is funny, but it's also unfair to some of the other signs. God, Libra. Anyway, Gemini and Libra, yeah, obviously. I love Gemini and Libra together. I think that whenever you're dating someone with the same element, it's just always going to work. Gemini and Libra together, these are two hyper social extroverts. Like, I don't even know if that's a word, but they are always willing to be out and about. Like, where is home? Like, do you guys even need a home? Like, you Gemini and Libra together, like, do you guys even need a home? Like, you guys should just hotel hop. You guys should just flight hop. Like, genuinely, I feel like they're the types of people that will have something to do at all times. You know what I mean? And they have always something to talk about. They always have the tea. I actually just did a compatibility video, I believe, with, Gemini and Libra compatibility on TikTok, and it did really well. These two signs love each other. I think Libra and Gemini gravitate towards each other very easily because they're both also very open-minded, right? They love to explore life together. And when it comes to actually relationships, they both have this need to socialize and come back together and share their findings, right? Like, when I say they love to gossip together, that's because they're both such social creatures that a lot of people trust them. A lot of people are spilling the tea to both Gemini and Libra. So when these two are together, the tea that they have and the tea that they can bring to each other is just, it's endless. It's fun. I think there's also this sense of like really being proud of your partner, because I think sometimes when Gemini and Libra date other signs that are intimidated by their social game and that are intimidated by their ability to connect with anybody, it kind of makes them want to simmer down and maybe pull it back in, which I don't think Gemini or Libra should do. You guys should always date people that are encouraging you, any sign, to be the best version of yourself. And if you are an air sign, mostly Gemini and Libra, you're very social. You know what I mean? You get along with people. You love to be out and about. So your partner should be okay with that and encourage it. And I think Gemini and Libra really do that for each other. You know, they're not intimidated by each other's social game because they both really, really feel comfortable and confident in their own ability to be social and be an extrovert. You know what I mean? Okay, now we're getting to the good stuff. Cancer, the sign and who you should date. Aquarius. Aquarius, who you should date? Cancer. What? I'm sorry. Excuse me. What? Huh? Who? Where? When? Why? Like, actually, I am baffled. In what world should Cancer and Aquarius date? And I know someone out the woodwork is going to come and be like, well, I'm a Cancer and my man is an Aquarius. Good job. Good for you. Do you want a cookie? Like, I don't care. Like, good for you. When I'm talking about astrology, when you're talking about the archetypes of these signs, Cancer and Aquarius do not go together because they have such vastly different values in terms of who they are and what they want. Cancer wants a family. Cancer wants a cozy home. Cancer wants traditional, right? They want to be able to have this partner. They want to get married. They want to have kids. They want that, you know what I mean? They want that house with the white picket fence. Like most Cancers, that is what they want in this life, right? They want that coziness. Aquarius, cozy? They don't give a fuck about cozy. They want to rebel. They want to do shit differently. They're actually going to come to your house with a white picket fence and burn it down because that's what rebellious Aquarius wants to do. They think it's funny. They think it's hilarious. You know what I mean? Like Aquarius being boxed into the life that Cancer wants is literally probably their biggest nightmare. You know what I mean? And even with Cancer, thinking about Aquarius and their need for freedom and their need for individualism and their need for doing things that are outside of the status quo, that makes Cancer feel so rattled. That makes Cancer feel so unsafe. You know what I mean? Like Cancer wants to feel safe. Emotional safety is also everything to Cancer. They love talking about their feelings. They love putting it all out there. Aquarius is so uncomfortable when you're being overly emotional. And I don't like to feed into the stereotype that Aquarius doesn't have emotions. They have emotions. It just takes them longer to process them and, you know what I mean, and explain them and explore them and to share them, right? That is the opposite of Cancer. Cancer is cardinal water. All they do is talk about their feelings. They're very much comfortable sharing their feelings and telling you why you pissed them off and why they're feeling sad. And they're going to cry for 3 hours about it. They desire a partner that will hopefully be able to sit there with them while they're expressing these feelings and validate them. And let's be honest, Aquarius isn't the best at validating people's feelings. You guys are not. You're so good at so many other things, but emotions a lot of times makes you guys feel uncomfortable. And it's because it takes you guys a little while longer to process what it is that they're telling you. And then you go and you think about how it makes you feel. And it takes you a while to process that. And then you come back. And this is someone that is high vibrational Aquarius, because the Aquariuses that aren't high vibrational, they are gone. They are gone with the wind. You know what I mean? They are not there. They don't care that you have these feelings. They're already turned off by the fact that you thought you could pour all these feelings into their day. You know what I mean? So I just think these two signs want such different things. So to put them together is just so funny to me. I mean, maybe it's a karmic relationship. You guys are definitely going to teach each other something about life. I just genuinely don't think, for the most part, that Aquarius and Cancer work well together long term. And remember, always remember, you guys, you have a whole chart. You know what I mean? If you are an Aquarius and you're dating a Cancer, don't be like, oh my God, we're never going to work. Look at your moon sign. Look at your Venus sign. You know what I mean? Like, all that shit matters. But when we're thinking about Aquarius and Cancer together, I just think it's a disaster. It's an absolute disaster because you guys want totally different things. Okay, for Leo, who you should date, Libra. See what I mean? This is the third sign that whoever made this list was like, Libra. Give him Libra. Give them Libra. But the thing is, I do see it also with Leo too. And the other ones too. I really do see Libra with Aries. And I do see Libra with Gemini. And I do see Libra with Leo. But you made a list. You know what I mean? Like, include some other signs. Like, make it fair, in my opinion, is all I'm saying. But I didn't make the list, so I really can't be talking too much shit. I mean, I can. This is my channel. Let's talk some shit. It's unfair. All right? But let's get into it. With Leo and Libra, I genuinely think, again, this is also a couple that loves being social together. But my main thing with these two that I love in compatibility is their essence. You know what I mean? The way they dress, the way they show themselves to the world. Leo and Libra very much value aesthetics. They value the way that they're seen. You know what I mean? Leo in general, you know, being ruled by the sun and being this creative powerhouse, this, you know, king of the jungle, queen of the jungle energy, someone that is willing to put themselves out there and that wants to be seen. That confidence is such a beautiful thing, and they need a partner that is either willing to take a back seat and let them shine, or a partner that wants to be on stage with them and shine with them, which is Libra. And I think a lot of times Leos, you guys are so good at giving people affirmations, at hyping people up. You deserve someone, a partner that does that for you too. And I think Libras are such good hype women and men. You know what I mean? When Libra loves you, they want to see you smile. They want to see you be happy. Like, their silver tongue and their ability, Libra's ability to make you smile, it all comes from how they communicate with you. And, you know, again, they're such Venus-ruled poets. I think Libras, you guys make the best poets ever. And I'm not being biased because I have a Libra Mercury. Really, even just go research. Go do some research about Libra energy and Libra Mercury and Libra Venus. Like, these are romantics, right? The way they express their love towards people and the verbiage that they use, you can't help but feel so seen, right? Venus is really showing all the way off when it's expressing itself in Libra, right? And I think Leo will enjoy that so much. Having a Libra partner, you really do feel so seen, you know? And obviously having a Leo partner, they're pouring into you. And I think Libra, most Libras are very confident, you know? But I also think a lot of times Libras are faking it until they make it, right? Because sometimes they value people's opinions too much. They can be in their head about how they should act and what will make the most people like them, right? And I think Leo energy is all about authenticity, and this is who I am. So I think Leo can really show Libra, like, stand in your truth. You know what I mean? Who cares if you bump heads with this person and that person? Like, what is it that you want? And I think Leo's warmth and their ability to really push their partner into new heights and believe in them, Libra will really, really enjoy that, because a lot of times Libra is doing things for the sake of the group. They want to make the group happy, right? And Leo, they can be such a leader, right? And leaders, usually you have to be okay with not making everyone happy. And I think Leo can teach Libra that. Leo can really teach Libra, you know, sometimes you're not going to make everyone happy. But at the end of the day, you need to make yourself happy. So which decision do you need to make that is ultimately going to make you happy? That is the one that you need to go with, instead of the one that's going to make the most amount of people happy, you know? Okay, next we have Virgo. And the sign who you should date is nobody. Yeah, I said it. I didn't say it. This list said it. And this is what I meant when I started this topic, all right? When I started this segment, is this list is so criminal. It's so fucked up, but it's just so funny that I had to talk about it. And don't worry, Virgo. Don't you worry. You are not alone. You're not the only person that should end up with nobody, because Scorpio, the sign you should date is also nobody. So Virgo, Scorpio, we're like this, okay? At least we're in this together. I think it's actually very fucked up. I really do. It's so beyond fucked up. I could just imagine like someone getting into astrology for the first time and like running into this list, and they're like, la 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 la, like, where's my sign? Nobody. La la la, Scorpio, nobody. La la la, Virgo, nobody. You can't help but like already feel like, okay, am I unlovable? And let's be 100% real. Virgo and Scorpio, both Virgo Venus and Scorpio Venus, Venus is in the fall in Virgo and Venus is in detriment in Scorpio. So if you're new to astrology, essentially it means that Venus doesn't like to be in those signs because it's hard for Venus to express its love when it's in those signs, and Aries. But at least Aries got a sign on this list. So I think it's really, really, really messed up that us Virgos and Scorpios, we already have this thing. We already have, this mindset when we're insecure, that we're unlovable and that we're too much and that we have to hide parts of ourselves to be accepted by people. So the fact that we got the nobody edit, I have a problem with that. I really, really do. But since we got a nobody edit, I just want to say, I actually think Virgo and Scorpio are a really great match together. Both of these signs value privacy. Both Virgo and Scorpio, they don't feel like all parts of themselves need to be shared with everybody. And they have a special part of themselves that is just for their partner. And I love that. I mean, I'm a Scorpio, so of course I love that. I genuinely think as a Scorpio, when I look at Virgo, I see someone that is such a hard worker and that has this discipline that I find to be so attractive. Truly, the Virgo discipline is so attractive. So I think that's another reason why Virgo and Scorpio really get along, because we both have this sense of discipline and we both stick to our word. You know what I mean? Like, if we're going to do something, we're going to do it all the way. Like, Scorpio is so passionate when it comes to what it is that they want to do, how it is that they show up. When it comes to anything, actually, Scorpio is so passionate. If we're doing it, we're giving 150%. And Virgo is very much that. Virgo, if they say they're going to do something, they're going to show up and they're going to do it and they're going to be the best at it. And I think a lot of times Virgos get a bad rep in relationships, sometimes for good reason, for just how robotic they can be. But the thing is, to them, everything is a job. And a relationship to them is a job. So they're thinking of how it is that they need to show up to make this work. But I think when they date a Scorpio, Scorpio can really teach Virgo, okay, yes, we can do all these things to make this work, but let's talk about our feelings. You know what I mean? And you have to be very, very patient, when it comes to opening up a Virgo, because they're very, tough cookies, tough nuts to crack. But when they do, it's worth it. It's just that they have this fear. Virgo has this fear of, if you see my imperfections, will you leave me? And Scorpio, we love the ugly. I'm not calling you ugly, Virgo. All I'm saying is that Scorpio understands that actually the things that make you the most beautiful are usually the things that you're ashamed of, right? The darkness that you have within you, if you are willing to share that with your Scorpio, they are going to feel so close to you, and then they're going to share the darkness that they have within them. And now you're going to have this bond, right? You're going to have this bond of, we have seen each other's ugly, and we have seen the parts of ourselves that we feel the most ashamed of, with the other, and we're still here. And that can really, really actually heal both of your childhood traumas, because you have someone that has seen the shadows within you and is willing to stay and is willing to still see the good sides of you. You know what I mean? You don't have to hide parts of yourself in order to be accepted by people, because then you're just living a half-life. You know what I mean? You're literally hiding parts of yourself. And at some point, those parts are going to come out and you're going to feel ashamed when they come out. So might as well share them with someone that you trust. And feel like, you're loved when you show all of yourself. Okay, and the final one that we have is Sagittarius and Capricorn. That's another one that also has me very, very confused. Listen, Obviously, if you're a Sagittarius and you probably have some Capricorn placements in your chart, and then you're a Capricorn who has some Sagittarius placement in your chart, this could work, right? But when we're talking about these two signs, the archetype of Sagittarius and Capricorn, again, much like Aquarius and Cancer, these two need such different things. You know what I mean? I think Sagittarius loves to be free and explore and doesn't really want to follow the rules. Capricorn loves the rules. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. And when you're ruled by Daddy Saturn, again, you have this discipline, you have this need for following the rules. You know that you have to work hard to get what you want. And also, Sagittarius is very much like, we'll see what happens. And that is literally so hard for Capricorn to grasp. Like Capricorn, they have this need to work hard to get the good things out of life. And I think actively, actually, as Capricorns, you need to change that mindset of, I'm not saying stop working hard, because no matter what, you're going to work hard. But learn something from Sagittarius and understand that if you are able to tap into your subconscious mind and really make yourself believe that good things can come easily to you, they will come easily to you. But if you have this, negative energy, or if you have this, negative outlook on life, pessimistic outlook on life, and you're telling yourself you have to work extra hard to get the basic things out of life, that is literally the reality that you're creating around you. You know what I mean? And Sagittarius, again, being ruled by Jupiter, they have this idea embedded in their head of no matter what, everything is going to work out for me. No matter what, good things are going to come to me. Again, that lucky girl syndrome, right? So I think that's something that Capricorn can really learn from Sagittarius. But because they're such different signs, they might really judge the other in the way that they go about life. Sagittarius wants to be free, and Capricorn may feel like Sagittarius doesn't know how to work for the things that they want. Sagittarius maybe complains too much. And for someone that complains too much, why isn't it that you're putting in the work, right? Like Capricorn will have this feeling towards Sagittarius, and Sagittarius will look at Capricorn and be like, you have a stick up your ass. Like, why do you have such a big stick up your ass? Why can't you just relax? Why can't you just go explore and, learn new ways of doing things? And with Capricorn, with them, they're very much like, I know what I'm doing, and I don't need to be open-minded, to get the job done. Like, I have these processes in place that have always worked for me, so I'm going to continue to do that. And Sagittarius will look at that as someone that is very close-minded and someone that takes themselves too seriously. Like Sagittarius is a joker, right? Like Sagittarius loves to joke around and make light of situations, and Capricorn hates that. Capricorn will feel like you're disrespecting them if you're making light of a situation that they're taking seriously, right? So I think with these two signs, although they can teach each other a lot, like for example, I think Capricorn can really teach Sagittarius, how important it is to have discipline, right? But again, they may not find that attractive about each other. Now, in terms of friendship, I could really see this working because they'll balance each other out. But in relationships, I think they want such different things, right? Sagittarius values freedom and they want to be out and about. And Capricorn, a lot of times, can be very similar to Cancer in the sense that they're working towards this safety, right? They want to create a safe home. They're working towards having, all of these things, right? The house and the career and the blah, 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 right? The material things of this planet. Whereas Sagittarius, they're going where it feels good. They're going where life will feel the brightest, right? They're open to moving. They're open to taking risks. And that will make Capricorn feel really, really on edge, because Capricorn doesn't always want to be taking risks because they're scared of what may happen. Like that is why they work so hard, because they know if they're putting in the work, the outcome will be good. Like it's very much a done deal, right? Like if I put in this much effort, I'm going to get the thing that I want, right? Whereas with Sagittarius, they're doing what they want to do and they're doing what feels good. And, they have this idea of everything will work out, and it usually does, So again, such different signs, and they value such different things in relationships. So I don't know if I see these two as a couple that can really, really last. And again, I have to say, you have a whole birth chart, right? Like, this is just my opinion. Also, we're just going to have a little Venus retrograde check-in. I hope everyone is doing okay. If your relationships are pissing you off, you know what I mean? If money matters aren't moving in the way that you want, hang in there and don't make any rash decisions when it comes to relationships, even if, it is Pisces season and you're feeling emotional, even if you feel like you need to say it all with your chest in order to get it out. I urge you to sit back a little bit, relax, let things happen. Let things come out in their own time. When it's any sort of retrograde season, it's all about just, taking a step back and observing. So I think it's very hard to do that again when it's such an emotional sign season. And because it's Venus retrograde in Aries, it can also be very, very hard to take a back seat. But really, as soon as you feel like relationships are pissing you off or you feel like your values are being challenged, don't get overly emotional. Really do your best to sit back and be like, okay, maybe as a person I've changed. Maybe as a person this doesn't work for me anymore in relationships. And it's okay. You don't have to say it right away and say, I don't like you anymore and I don't want to be friends with you anymore. Really just be in your own head about why it is that it's not working. So then when you have had the time to reflect, you can express it easier. Sometimes when you feel a certain way and right away you're saying it, it comes out all wrong. So that's why it's good to just reflect, take it easy, and just be. That is what I want for you during this retrograde season. Just be. Also, don't get a haircut. I don't know if you know that or not. Don't make any sort of physical changes. During Venus retrograde, it's the worst time to make physical changes because it can go wrong. Okay? So I love you guys so, so much. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, leave me a review. If you're watching the video, don't forget to comment, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week. Bye, you guys.